So we're back in part 2 of this scene. Incidentally, I'm not using any easing for this. I'm just using the tweening and the stop motion. We've got some quite fast actions here. So we've got the snap of the punch, which is just between one frame. So there's no need for any easing in this animation. You could go in and add some here and there, but for a scene like this, I would just kind of use the timeline here to create all the timing. Okay, so let's quickly double check what we have. Okay, so he stumbled back, and at this point he's going to, I think here, have a couple of frames of stillness, and then around here we'll get into a kind of defense pose here. Okay, so let's just use the transform tool here. We'll have a slight pause here. And I guess this character may come forward now, so let's work on that. Okay. So bit earlier than that, we're going to keyframe. So here he's just standing dormant with this pose. So actually let's delete this. I think here would be where he brings his arms back down. So I think maybe around here this arm will just recoil just a little bit and this one come down. And I think here he's going to take kind of like a shuffle step forward like a boxer would. So what I want to do is unlock this foot but keep the other one locked. And I think this foot I'll keep nailed down, but I want to release the hold orientation. Okay, so here I think around here we want to create this lunge forward. And at this point, this is where I would release the foot as the toe touches where we're going. So I think here I would point the toe down, and yep, this is where I want to release this. So we release this one, go back to this one, we're going to lock this one now, so we're kind of jumping from foot to foot here. Let's bring the whole character down. Oops. On this keyframe. And this leg we obviously need to bring up here. So I'm going to use the transform tool here, just to kind of shuffle this in. So we've got this on guard position happening. So it's done this kind of shuffle forward that you would see in like martial arts films here. And obviously we need to raise the guard on this character as well. So again, I just want to go to the start and see what we have so far. Okay, so that's quite nice. Save again. So do we want to move the arms here? I think what we'll do is we'll put them both on guard. Just here. So here, between here and here, he's kind of snapping those arms into position there. So I think here I might raise these up. That's better. So we've got a little bit of a swoop there as he comes in. So let's move back to the other character. I think he would retaliate now, so maybe we would punch forward. So I think between here and here we're going to keyframe. Let's see, so we've got, I think I want to swap feet again, so I'm going to unlock this one. Well, I'll shift select this one just to lock that, because what we're going to do, we're going to come forward. I'm just going to ever so slightly bring him on his toes. And I think here we'll keyframe. Let's move forward just a tiny amount more. And this will be a punch. So here, I guess he would try to defend himself, so maybe we've got a arms coming up but not reaching in time, the head snaps back, oops, at this point here. So I think what we'll do, we'll just tilt all of this back using the IK. So I'm going to lock both feet down, and this head I'm just going to snap back slightly on impact. There we go. Okay, let's try from the start again. You'll find yourself constantly playing from the start just to make sure you've got an even flow there. Okay, so I think it's almost, yeah, it's more or less blocked that punch, whereas before we were aiming to actually hit the head. I like what we've ended up with instead. He's kind of blocked it nicely, so I guess this point this character could counter strike with this arm and actually hit. So we've got a nice kind of Bruce Lee block from this person here. So let's play that again just to watch that. Yeah, he's blocked that, so now we can counter attack. So let's save. Okay, so back to this character. Let's have him strike with the other hand, so we need to lean him forward just a bit more. Okay, so I'm going to turn this character off just for a second, just so I can see a bit clearer. Actually, I want a slight pause there, so I'm going to undo that. Here, I just want some static there, and then here we'll keyframe with the body going forward more. So this leg comes up, this arm's coming down, and this one forward. Okay, so we need a reaction here. So this character, I think between the first punch, he's blocked here. Here he's probably dropping his guard a little bit, so this is what allows the punch to go through. Okay, let's start from around here. Yep. So he's going to sink a little bit there. Maybe this foot will come up. So let's unlock this foot here. I'm going to stretch this out just a couple more frames. I want that to be a bit slower. Bring it in just one more to make it a bit quicker. And here, regain balance. So this character needs to move now. Okay, so let's save. I accidentally moved that pivot point a little while ago there, so I just need to bring this back. Okay. I think it'd be good if the character that's just delivered the punch, as he leans back, he kind of pushes forward on this foot now and starts to kick. So let's see what we've got locked down. So we've got the correct foot locked down for us to do that. So I'm just going to turn off this character so we can see more clearly. So he's come back. And around here, let's keyframe, and want to make sure we get the, so he's coming forward here and his arms would kind of start to come back. So we keyframe, and this leg would kind of recoil back here with the toes pointing down. I think I'll bring this up higher. Okay, so now he would lean backwards at this point here. So I think what we'll do, we'll just kind of have him leaning back. I'll use the transform for this. Just kind of leaning back. And then here is where we would snap that kick out right there. So we need to maybe come up on the toes on that back foot. Right on this keyframe. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just tilt this, nudge up, oops, okay. And then we'll deliver this kick. The body again will lean backwards here. And kick with the heel. I think these arms would kind of be back here to try and balance all this weight of the the head and the back here. Then he would kind of come forward again. So again, I think we might block with the other character here. So let's lock this character. Let's quickly save. Okay, so this character here, he's going to lean back. He can see the kick coming, so he's going to lean back and block with the left arm. So I think here we'll just put in a couple of incidental kind of moves here. Let's lock this foot down. So at this point he's kind of looking down at the kick. So let's keyframe here. Let's lean this back, and this arm will block. And this arm let's just try and make something that looks a bit cool there with the hand, something a bit more kung fu. Okay, again, let's go all the way to the start and check this out. Yeah, just again. Yeah, I'm happy with that, so I'm going to save again. Just constantly saving, because there's quite a lot of work going on with all these keyframes. Got so many keyframes building up now, it's just good practice to save. So that block there, I think what we're going to do is this character is going to take advantage of him being on tiptoes on one leg. So he's off balance, he's very open, so this is where he can maybe finish off with an attack. Okay, so let's figure out what to do here. So let's work on this character, so maybe we could have him kind of leaning back a bit more here, so he's kind of losing a bit more balance. Okay, so this character, just going to keyframe there, and then around here I want to unlock this foot, so I'm just going to shift click that, and we're going to start to come forward. And here I think I'm going to snap jerk between frames here, so we've got kind of a stop motion thing here, so I think I'm going to lean him all the way back, and this leg I think is going to attack the knee, so this foot can come back, and this arm is going to come all the way out here. Just to try and get some balance. Maybe something more like that. Okay, again, let's go and see what we have. Okay, so that was a nice move there. When this kick come, immediately he struck the knee there, and that snap between the poses, rather than tweening that, we had a really nice snap there, very fast kick. Okay, so again let's save. Lock this character, so we need this character reacting. So what could we do here? So let's keyframe here, because this would start to come down anyway. Maybe the arms would lower. And just here. We just want to lower this slightly. I want to keep that clear there because I don't want it to obstruct this kick that's coming through. So let's keyframe. Okay, so we're on the correct foot for locking down here, so we need to react here. So keyframe. So we can unlock this foot here because it wouldn't be sticking in this position. This would actually be up in the air by now. Okay, so that there is a bit slow. I think I might snap that between frames here and then have a kind of land on the floor round about here. Okay, so here, let's keyframe. Oops, stop this here. I think I may have keyframed a couple of... No, we're fine. Okay, so here let's keyframe. I think I want a slight bounce there. I just want the body to come up and snap back this way. And maybe skid across this way a little bit. And then back down here. Okay, so this could be the settling pose now, so he's just kind of skidded along the ground there a little bit. Okay, let's play it from here. I think I'll have a little gap there, and about here I think what I'm going to do is this kind of thing where he kind of comes up and then drops back down again. And then here he's just going to come down as if he's exhausted. He's just, you know, it's a total knockout. Actually, I want that to pause, so I think I'm going to just keyframe about here, and then here he's going to kind of slump back down. And a slight movement in the leg there. I think this pause needs to be a bit longer. And this pause here needs to be longer. So I'm just randomly bringing some frames out there. A bit longer here. Right, so here I'm just adding a slight head move to look up. Oops. So here I want this to be stop motion, so I'm just going to clear that. And then down, that's the one. Okay, that will do. Let's save. And of course we need to bring this character down now. So from this kick, he needs to come back. So keyframe, and I'm just going to straighten him up and bring this leg back. Okay, so keyframe, and let's bring this down now. Let's have some stillness there, and then here I think he'll just kind of lean his torso over to just check. So I think what I'll do here is lock this foot down, the opposite foot. So here let's move this back. Okay, let's watch from the beginning what we have here. I think I want this pause here, on this character, this longer, so I want to bring this back just a bit more, maybe somewhere around there. Just want to play this. Okay, timing wise that's a bit better, so I'm going to save. And here, okay, this keyframe, so here I just want a slight motion there, as if to say, you know, oop, get ready again. He's going to drop. Then about here we'll keyframe, so we've got some frames there. And then here let's kind of straighten him up. Oops. Let's undo a couple of times there. Got a little bit out of control. Okay, so I'm going to keyframe here and here. And here. All we're doing here is he's just dusting his hands off, as if to say, all done. Okay. Maybe a slightly bigger gap there. Okay, I want a slightly bigger gap between these. Even bigger. Keyframe, and then final keyframe here of just this character come into a relaxed pose here. Okay, let's take a look from the beginning here. So let's go all the way back to the first frame and see what we have. Press play. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this short scene here. As you can see, it's taken us quite some time to develop this. It's because you've got the interaction between the characters. It's not like you've got two characters just standing in front of each other conversing with the odd hand gesture. You've got two characters performing many actions. You have to go between the two constantly because you've got to deal with the kicks and the punches and the reaction from the other character, and then the counter attack and the reaction from the other opponent. So there's a lot to think about. So you're kind of going back and forth between the two quite a lot, and if you're going to have more than two characters on the scene at the same time, then you've got even more work to deal with. So there's a lot of time involved in these kind of animations, but they are a ton of fun to work with. A great idea is to just watch some DVDs, get some ideas for some cool fight moves and so on, and maybe storyboard some ideas out and bring them in to Toon Boom Animate and use them as a template. So that's always a good idea. So we've covered quite a few things. We looked at the IK quite deeply, so hopefully you're a bit more comfortable with that. We've looked at using nails on it, holding the orientation, making that translation on the top pivot point of the peg, which is sometimes confusing, so I just wanted to kind of clear that up. And we dealt with the transform tool quite a lot, so we've used the IK and the transform in conjunction to create a good production there. So it just takes a bit of time off if you can use the IK for some of your moves. We didn't use any easing, we just used the timeline, just using the time between key poses to determine the speed of the kicks and the reactions and so on, and the odd bit of stop motion for things like snappy punches and kicks. So that's good practice too. So have fun with this, just come up with some ideas for some fight scenes and just practice like crazy. It takes quite a bit of time to create one of these scenes, as I say, but the results are worth it in the end. It's a lot of fun. So have fun with this course, and I'll see you again soon with some more animation techniques. So just have fun with this, and I'll see you again soon. Alright, thanks.